This is just for everybody's quick info. I work for a company called Tech Mahindra. We are an IT services and consulting firm. Uh, so something very unique about us, something especially in the climate change. We will be the first Indian company. We will be the first Indian company to be net zero by 2035, SBTI net zero approved. Previously I just heard Richard saying that, how the corporates are really working on it. So this was one of the examples that we really wanted to quote. And Snigdha, of course, mentioned that, how the renewables are working. So we are working very closely with all the stakeholders, whether it is to do with the various aspects of renewable energy or how you're optimizing. So that is one part of the whole part. Uh, Other part was, Rajiv and everybody on the call. I was on the ground at COP30, hearing people. And there was a difference. Means uh, I have attended other COPs, but this was something which, and we were, I think so, this time we didn't see many Indian companies to be there. There were only few. So, while I was hearing people, means there was a complete transition. Everybody today is looking for an execution. Whatever promises were being made, the questions were only around what have you done? What is going to change? We heard about so a lot of it was on promises. What have you done? Where are the gaps? Can we help you? Finances. So there is a lot of hope from this COP. And as we move towards next COP, definitely, I'm sure that we'll see a transition. And Singha itself, you would say that 30 gigawatt, and India was the key topic everywhere. I moved from, from almost one session to another session. The topics were around uh, the topic which I'm going to speak about, something on how the green skills would be made, or, how are youth coping up. And there were a lot of youth, means the focus was completely driven by youth this time. And most of the sessions, I saw that people were kind of looking at how would it really impact. And Sunigdha, you really mentioned that uh, people were seeing climate till late 2010, that it will be a future generation. But now it is just, if I have to really look at it, what will change tomorrow? So everybody is kind of looking at what kind of changes we'll make, what are the kind of inputs that we look, what corporates will do, what governments will do. uh, Pune, since you get a lot of examples, the city where I'm speaking from, we had never seen this kind of rainfalls before. Some things, what and this is impacting biodiversity, this is impacting farmers, this is impacting organizations in terms of how the risks are being mitigated. Employees, they are kind of seeing the new kind of disease being coming up, and we all saw that, how heart attacks and these kind of things are really growing on such a vast and a larger scale. So the COP30 was around the youth. And if the key messages, if I can share the screen ahead. So, as I said, means one of the sessions, there was Shitij. He kind of bogged me with the questions, kind of questions he was asking. I think so he would be maximum around 35. So the youth which I saw during COP30 was the amazing. The people uh, who were really interacting with me were the people who were really asking questions. What is it in for me? And what is it that we can do? The kind of events that we were seeing. So a lot of it was around youth. And the experience that we also bring in means Santosh just left. He is kind of leading one of the colleges, and in terms of climate change and other things. Same as for Mahindra University, we are working with the students on the climate change, and a lot of those things are the examples which I'm really bringing to this session today. Uh, I'll be quite quick. Fresh perspectives. Every youth today is means I have a daughter 4 years old. She has started asking questions about what is climate change, how is it going to impact us, what is it that imagine means that when I was 4 I would not have even thought about it. So the growth is coming from that level. One more thing which I really wanted to highlight during this COP30, my focus was on two parts. One was on the green skills. Second was on uh, how technology will play a major role. I had meeting with UNFCCC, and I was very clear on the topic, saying that until we make technology as an horizontal, and on that all the climate-related impacts, uh, the AI, what we are speaking about, Gen AI, technology, data analytics, everything will be uh, the key game changers as we move forward. So for that, if we start imbibing youth today, the future will be great for them. Awareness, how the journey from students to moving into till the time they're corporates, awareness, engagements, leadership. I have an organization of almost, the organization that I work, about 150K people, and most of them are in the youth range. When I speak to them, I see the passion. I run a program called Green Marshals. And Green Marshals, you would see the kind of motivation means this is a voluntary work which these employees do. And the green marathons, you look at how do they celebrate the green days, everything you could see a passion towards them. And they would want to be seen as, they are the leaders for the climate change tomorrow. A lot of the COP30 events that happened were, kind of this young leaders, and everybody brought them to the front. Some of the basic things, what they could do right: consumption, energy use, transportation, food choices. I would strictly come to, what is the opportunities here, and this is for the youth, and this is where my, if I had, 10 to 12 sessions in COP30, about 7 of them I spoke about green skills. And this is for everyone. If youth, you're listening today, I take 100 interviews and I select only one person. That is the lack of the knowledge today on sustainability. As you understand the subject, this is a place, and future is here. You have you go through foundation, skill sets, experience, specialization, leadership. In all these steps, whether you're looking into, there are technical skills on data analytics, there are communication skills, there are project management skills, especially the colleges. They are the ones who will have to produce this. These are the roles: renewable energy engineers, sustainability managers, environmental scientists. So all these skill sets are in need today. And these have very niche skills. Means you can't say that, somebody who has not understood, or who has not passed a degree, or who doesn't understand this can do this. No. I was just put up an example. I was called to one of the very brilliant buildings in London to speak to so-called ESG experts. I asked only three questions. One was, anybody who gives me scope three categories, 15 categories, I'll give a chocolate. Not even a single person got up. So, there is a knowledge gap, and this is the place where it's an opportunity for youth to pick up, learn more, and the world is going to be yours. One is on the social impact, other is on to looking at how this will be also an opportunity for you. So pick it up. I said universities are putting up as curriculums, uh, and on climate projects, which most of the companies are doing, whether it's in terms of renewable, social, a lot of companies are doing social impacts. So, those could be the large projects. Which somebody also asked a question that, how social is getting. So environment, social, and governance. And Richard spoke about governance. Very important that look at the frameworks. I would also want to put up right here, because if you see how the governance plays a major role, uh, if the boards are acting rightly, a lot of the troubles that, the regular impact in the organizations are being seen, all those would be stopped. So ESG itself will play a major role. Green campuses, build partnership for climate leadership, encourage student-led committees. Those are the ones, and grow them to a level. In sustainability, karma can itself play a very major role here. Power of youth, 72%, are taking climate action in their countries. Say more than 6 million are participating in climate events. 53% are the green jobs. So numbers speak by themselves. In the end, I would only leave a message saying that, you are not the stakeholders. You are the leaders for tomorrow youth. Youth leaders like yourself are not just the participants in this change. You're one who will shape and push the boundaries of what's possible. And future leadership needs leaders who would really drive the next step of change. That's all.